It was 12:42 a.m. when Ethan Cole left his office after working another late shift in downtown Chicago. The streets were almost empty. A cold fog rolled across the road as light rain began to fall. While waiting at a red traffic light, Ethan noticed a woman standing alone beneath an old street lamp. She wore a long red dress. Her dark hair covered part of her face. She looked elegant. But something felt wrong. She wasn't holding an umbrella, she wasn't wet, and she hadn't moved an inch. The traffic light turned green. As Ethan drove away, he glanced in his rearview mirror. The woman was gone. He sighed with relief. Then a soft voice came from the back seat. "You forgot to say goodbye." Ethan slammed on the brakes. He turned around. The back seat was empty. His heart pounded as he drove faster. A few miles later, he stopped at a gas station. The cashier stared at him with wide eyes. "Sir, who's sitting in your car?" Ethan slowly turned. The woman in the red dress was sitting in the passenger seat. She smiled politely, then she vanished. The cashier ran outside. The car was empty. "You should leave," the cashier whispered. "People have been seeing her for years. They say she only appears to people driving home alone after midnight." Ethan laughed nervously. "I must be exhausted." He paid for his coffee and continued home. At exactly 2 a.m., someone knocked on his apartment door. 3 gentle knocks. When Ethan looked through the peephole, the hallway was empty. He opened the door anyway. On the floor lay a single red rose. Wrapped around its stem was a note. "Thank you for the ride." No one's signature. He threw the rose onto the trash. The next morning, the rose was back on his kitchen table, fresh, as if it had just been picked. Over the next few nights, strange things began happening. Every mirror in the apartment reflected someone standing just behind him. Whenever he turned around, no one was there. He started hearing soft footsteps at exactly 12:42 a.m. Always the same slow pace. Always stopping outside his bedroom. One rainy night, the power suddenly went out. The apartment fell into darkness. A gentle voice whispered from the living room, "Don't be afraid. I've been lonely for a very long time." Ethan grabbed his flashlight. The beam swept across the room. There she was. The woman in the red dress stood beside the window. She wasn't smiling anymore. She looked sad. "I don't want to hurt you," she said quietly. "I just need someone to remember my name." Before Ethan could answer, the lights came back on. She was gone. Determined to uncover the truth, Ethan searched old newspaper archives. He discovered an article from 1979. A young woman named Elena Morris had disappeared after accepting a ride home during a violent storm. Her body was never found. The last witness claimed she was wearing a long red dress. That night, Ethan returned to the old street where he had first seen her. Rain poured from the sky at exactly 12:42 a.m. She appeared beneath the same street lamp. This time she looked directly at him. "My name," she whispered, "is Elena." As she spoke her name, the wind suddenly stopped. The fog slowly lifted. For the first time, Ethan saw what she had been protecting. Hidden beneath the old street was a forgotten storm drain. Inside, police later discovered evidence that finally solved Elena's decades-old disappearance. Her family was able to give her a proper farewell. Weeks passed. The strange footsteps stopped. The mirrors returned to normal. Ethan believed it was over until one rainy evening. He stopped at the same traffic light. Another driver pulled up beside him. The young man looked confused. He rolled down his window. "Excuse me? Do you see a woman in a red dress standing under that street lamp?" Ethan slowly looked ahead. The street lamp was empty. He smiled sadly. "No? I hope you never do." Then the traffic light turned green, and in his rear-view mirror, for just a split second, a woman in a red dress stood silently on the sidewalk. She smiled, then disappeared into the fog.